Welcome to this presentation. In this presentation, let us see about 2-point sources with current unequal in magnitude and with any phase. So, in the previous presentation, we have seen 2-point sources with currents equal in magnitude but out of phase, for which we obtained the radiation pattern like horizontal 8. That is, the maxima direction occurs at 0 and 180. And the minima occurs at 0, plus 90 and minus 90, that is 90 and 270 degree. So the difference between the two cases, that is the field pattern for 2-point sources with in-phase currents, the maxima have shifted by 90 degree along x-axis in case of out of currents in 2-point source array. Thus the maxima are along the axis of the array or along the line joining 2-point sources. So in first case we have obtained vertical figure of 8. Now in above case we have obtained the horizontal figure of 8. Now let us see the next case, that is when the 2-point sources are supplied with the currents unequal in magnitude and with any phase. And assume that the 2-point sources are separated by a distance d and supplied with currents which are different in magnitudes and with any phase difference, say alpha. Consider that the source 1 is assumed to be reference for phase and the amplitude of the fields E1 and E2, which are due to source 1 and source 2 respectively at the distant point P. Let us assume that E1 is greater than E2 in magnitude as shown in the vector diagram. So this diagram shows the shows that the resultant field E is the vector sum of E1 and E2, where E2 is equal to K into E1 and theta is the phase angle, the angle in which the field is taken. So now the total phase difference between the radiation by the 2-point sources at any 4-point P is given by psi is equal to 2 pi by lambda cos phi plus alpha, where alpha is the phase angle with which current I2 leads current I1. Now if alpha is equal to 0, then the condition is similar to the point sources with currents equal in magnitude and phase. Similarly, if alpha is equal to 180 degree, then the condition is similar to point sources with currents equal in magnitude but opposite in phase. And assume that the value, the phase difference is 0 less than alpha less than 180 degree. Then the resultant field at point P is given as Et is equal to E1 into e power j0 plus E2 into e power j psi, because source 1 is assumed to be reference and hence phase angle is 0. So anything plus 0 is 1. So this equation can be written as E1 plus E2 into e power j psi, and this equation can be written as, that is when taking E1 outside. So we will get Et is equal to E1 into 1 plus E2 by E1 into e power j psi. Now let us substitute E2 by E1 as K. And note that E1 is greater than E2 and the value of K is less than unity. Moreover, the value of K is given by K will lie in between 0 and 1. So this can be written as, this equation can be written as Et is equal to E1 into 1 plus K cos psi plus J sin psi. The magnitude of the resultant field at point P is given by Et is equal to E1 into 1 plus K cos psi plus J into K sin psi. So this can be written as the modulus value of Et is E1 into square root of 1 plus K cos psi the whole square plus K sin psi the whole square. The phase angle between two fields at the 4-point is given by theta is equal to tan inverse of K sin psi divided by 1 plus K cos psi. Now let us see the next case, that is n element uniform linear arrays. At higher frequencies, for point-to-point communications, it is necessary to have a pattern with the single beam radiation. Such highly derivative single beam pattern can be obtained by increasing the point source in the arrow from 2 to n, say. So an array of n elements is said to be linear if all the individual elements are spaced equally along a line. An array is said to be uniform if the elements in the array are fed with currents with equal magnitude and with uniform progressive phase shift along the line. Consider a general n element linear uniform array with all individual elements spaced equally at distance d from each other, and all elements are fed with currents equal in magnitude and uniform progressive phase shift along line are shown in this figure. That is, you can see in this figure, that is all the elements are spaced with equal distance d, and we are going to measure the electric field at a distant point P, right? The total resultant field at the distant point P is obtained by adding the fields due to n individual sources vectorically. Hence we can write it is equal to E naught into e power j0 plus E naught into e power j psi plus E naught into e power 2j psi plus and so on, E naught into e power j into n minus 1 into psi. So if you take E naught outside, so that equation becomes it is equal to E naught into 1 plus e power j psi plus e power 2j psi plus e power j n minus 1 into psi. We can note that psi is equal to beta d cos phi plus alpha, indicates that the total phase difference of the fields from adjacent sources calculated at point P. Similarly, alpha is the progressive phase shift between two adjacent point sources. The value of alpha may lie between 0 and 180. If alpha is equal to 0, we get n element uniform linear broadside array, and if alpha is equal to 180, we get n element uniform linear n fire array. Multiplying this equation by e power j psi, that is to remove the 1 in the equation, we get et into e power j psi is equal to E naught into e power j psi plus e power 2j psi plus e power 3j psi up to and so on e power j n psi. So subtracting the equation 2 from 1, we get it is equal to et minus et into e power j psi is equal to E naught into 1 plus e power j psi plus e power 2j psi plus and so on up to e power j n minus 1 into psi minus e power j psi plus e power 2j psi plus e power 3j psi and so on up to e power j n psi. So when you subtract, all the values will be subtracted and get cancelled except 1 and e power j n psi. So that equation becomes that we will take et outside in this left hand side. So et into 1 minus e power j psi will become E naught into 1 minus e power j psi. So et will become, it is equal to E naught into 1 minus e power j n psi divided by 1 minus e power j psi. By simple mathematical equation, that is if you multiply 1, if you write 1 as e power j n psi by 2 into e power minus j n psi by 2, the power will be added and you will get e power 0, that is equal to 1. So 1 can be written like this. And if we take e power j n psi by 2 outside, then the equation becomes it is equal to E naught into e power j n psi by 2 into e power minus j n psi by 2 minus e power j n psi by 2. In the denominator also you can write 1 as the multiplication of the two exponential forms e power j psi by 2 into e power minus j psi by 2. So that becomes e power j psi by 2 into e power minus j psi by 2 minus e power j psi by 2. So according to trigonometric identity, e power minus j theta minus e power j theta will be written as minus 2j sin theta. So the resultant field can be written as it is equal to E naught into minus 2j into sin n psi by 2 into e power j n psi by 2 divided by minus 2j into sin psi by 2 into e power j psi by 2. So it is equal to E naught into the 2j minus 2j and minus 2j will get cancelled. So we will get only sin n psi by 2 divided by sin psi by 2 into e power j into n minus 1 by 2 into psi. That is, we will take this term to the upper side, right? And this equation indicates that the resultant field due to n element array at distant point P can be written as, that is, the magnitude of the resultant field is given by et is equal to, so from this equation, and this is your magnitude, so it is equal to E naught into sin of n psi by 2 divided by sin psi by 2. and from this equation the phase angle is minus n minus 1 by 2 into psi. So the phase angle of the resultant field at point P is given by theta is equal to n minus 1 divided by 2 into psi. So we know that psi is equal to beta d cos phi plus alpha. So when you substitute that equation, so theta will become as n minus 1 by 2 into beta d cos phi plus alpha. Thank you.